According to a study by ASIC, 1 in 6 Australians are living paycheck to paycheck. And of course, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're never getting ahead. You're never putting money aside for a rainy day or an emergency. It also never relieves the stress from your life because everything is playing catch up. So as you pay one bill, another one's coming your way. And when the cost of living goes up, so does your costs, and that becomes a real struggle. The 3 common loans that we see that women have that are impacting their finances are credit card debts, student loans, and personal loans. And it is important with credit cards, the first thing you need to do is if you are paying off a credit card, you need to look at rolling to what we call a balance transfer, where you get a period of time that your rollover is interest-free. And this, of course, is great because it allows you to tackle the debt without incurring interest. And of course, if you have credit card debt, it means that you are buying things that you can't afford. So you need to stop and look at what you're doing. Student loans, you can always get some extra taken out of your pay because, as we know, it's part of your payroll to pay it back, and you can make a voluntary payment. So those small amounts each week of say $10 will make a big difference to your debt over time. And of course, your student debt does impact your borrowing capacity when you want to go and buy a house. And number 3 is your personal loans. You should always try to get rid of personal loans where you can. So negotiate with your lender to see if you can get a lower interest rate, or look to refinance to another lender if you can find somewhere that is better for you, because the lower your interest rate, the more impact your repayments will have. It's important for women, if they're wanting to pay down their debts but still maintain their living standard, is that they put strategies in place to get control of their spending. So of course that starts with putting a budget in place, because a budget finds out where you're spending your money, which gives you an opportunity to look for savings without impacting your lifestyle. So an emergency fund is the most important thing that anybody can have, but particularly women, because it is that plan B if something goes wrong in life, as it so often does. And it is important that it is your first strategy. So even before you start to pay down your debts, you need to get an emergency fund in place. Now, your emergency fund, the amount is unique to you as you are. And of course, we always say that you should have somewhere between 3 to 6 months of your living costs in your emergency fund, because that gives you time if something goes wrong. But where do you start? So the first thing I always say is look around your house. Everybody has things that they can jump onto Marketplace or buy, sell and swap, and get rid of those things that you don't need anymore or that you've finished using. Get that funds that you sell and pop it into your emergency fund. But you also need to redirect some of your daily income or your weekly income to your emergency fund to build it as quickly as you can. Because if you don't have an emergency fund and something goes wrong, what happens is you don't have money set aside, and then you turn to credit card or short-term lending. So you're finally getting control of your money. And of course, like everything, we slip back into bad habits. It's human nature. We all do. And so what do you do then if you find that you've actually gone back into your debt cycle again? You need to remind yourself, so have your positive affirmations that you've done this before, you can do it again. You want to take a good positive frame of mind, come back to your vision boards of where you see yourself and your positive affirmations. Set a plan in place. Set a benchmark of where you want to be in, say, 6 months' time, and work on that one first. Find yourself those nice little positive milestones to meet so that you keep that motivation moving forward. And it's important that you celebrate the small wins. I'm Jen from Got Money Honey. If you're ready to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle, not sure how to get out of the debt that you're in, reach out to me here at jenrichardson.co.